If you're like me, you love growing dahlias. Okay, they come in such a different variety of colors and shapes, patterns. However, most people think that dahlias, you have to grow them from a tuber that you buy from the store. And that's simply not true. Look at all these dahlias I'm standing amongst right now. Every one of these were grown from seed. So let me show you around my dahlias I have growing here on at the hillside here, and show you why I think that seed-grown dahlias are far superior for more than just the aesthetic beauty that you might find, for the benefits they have to the native pollinators, and just some other surprising facts that you may or may not know about dahlias when you grow them from seed. So let's go ahead and follow along. Often I'm asked, will dahlias grown from seed even produce flowers in the first year? Well, obviously the answer is yes, guys. Now these seeds were started probably middle of March, set out about the same time you do tomatoes and peppers. So for me, that was about May 10th, first week of May or so. Now this thing is absolutely covered in blooms. This was grown from seed. So it's going to have an open center most likely, and it's going to be just absolutely swarming with pollinators. A giant bumblebee just having a field day right before I start filming here, guys. But look, I showed you the store-bought beautiful creme de cassis. It had 2 flowers on it. Okay, now this one here has 1 open, 2 open with another bud there. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't try to not make you dizzy here, guys. This has at least 11 unopened buds on it already. So as far as sheer number of flowers go, you got to chalk it up as a win for the seed-grown open center dahlias. So once again, guys, you know, you might get a lot of variability. Some people maybe they want a named variety, or they want a big, you know, bushy pom-pom, or a specific cactus type bloom, or something, you know, very specific. However, if you're growing just for the sheer aesthetics and amount of flowers, you cannot beat seed-grown dahlias compared to the store-bought, at least in my experience. So let's go ahead and show you some more reasons why I love seed-grown dahlias. All right, now let's check out the pollinators on this store-bought creme de cassis dahlia. Although it's very beautiful, well, we can wait as long as you want to, guys. You're never going to really see anything on there. Wait, there might be one little dude right there. Okay, nothing at all like the seed-grown dahlias. So what I've found in my experience is the store-bought dahlias are grown for their flowers, which are amazing and beautiful. You can also tell this plant is actually much more compact. I did not pinch this one back. I didn't do anything with it. It is naturally low profile, which is a desirable trait for the home gardener. However, as far as pollinators go, it's really not that beneficial. So it's more strictly an ornamental compared to the seed-grown dahlias, at least in my experience. If you have different experiences, let me know. Drop a comment down below. This dahlia here, although we had a lot of heavy rains last night, so a lot of these flowers kind of got knocked off, guys. But this little guy here was just basically a misfit. I ran out of space, and one day, a couple years ago, I just placed it underneath this tree along the wall here, and it survived. I've done nothing for it other than in the fall it gets, you know, grass clippings and leaves. I can mulch all my flower beds and, you know, plants and things like that. So I've done nothing for this. It hasn't been fertilized. It keeps growing back every single year. Now this is a kind of a low growing profile just because of where it's at underneath the tree. I think it has a little sprawling pattern kind of growth right there, which is pretty cool. However, I would like to talk about though is, like I mentioned, this was grown from seed. I've done nothing to it and it has survived. In my zone, 6B, 7A, you know, East Central United States, you're supposed to dig your dahlias every year. Everyone will tell you, you have to dig your dahlias. Well, you know what? I've grown hundreds of dahlias from seed. And you know what? Some of them, they don't grow back. Some of them, they, you know, they just didn't survive for whatever reason it may have been. And that's okay, because the ones that are strong will survive. The ones that are adapted will, you know, remain. So worst case scenario, grow them as an annual, get that ton of just beautiful blooms and beneficial, you know, benefits to the, your native pollinators. And then if you know you get one that does survive, save seeds from that one. Okay, so not necessarily a land raised kind of gardening, because that'd be more trying to create your own hybrids that are adapted. But whereas the dahlias will grow back from the tuber, whatever it is actually going to come back every year the same. So if you find something you really like, it's going to come back the same every single year. However, when you save seeds from it, which is a topic for another video, which I'll show you plenty of those if you check out my other videos, how to grow dahlias from seed, you will definitely be able to see the difference in the outcome of the seed-grown dahlias, just how variable the offspring will be, as they may not even resemble the parents quite at all, or they could resemble them, you know, a lot. So you never know. But let me show you some more and just talk about the benefits, I think, of the seed versus store-bought dahlia tubers. I just want to show you this real quick. Now, this one is a little bit sad looking. This is kind of underneath some giant trees, so it doesn't get a whole lot of rain, so I've been kind of trying to baby it. But this was grown from seed once again. But yeah, just look at that coloration. Again, the open center, which is going to be beneficial to the pollinators. You can really see all of the pollen sacs right there that you don't really find a lot on the store-bought or the hybrid type dahlias. So although this is just a seedling, it may survive, it may not. I do love that color. So like I mentioned, if anything else, it's just an annual flower that produces a vast array of colors and patterns that are just unmatchable, I think, in my opinion. And when you grow your own dahlias from seed, it is super cheap. These guys will put on so many seeds. So once you grow a couple and you really like what you have, I mean, save some seeds. You really have nothing to lose. Why spend, you know, hundreds of dollars at the big box store buying hybrid or named varieties of things whenever you can have just the same amazing results that are yours? And another benefit, if you grow something from seed and you like it and it survives, name it, it's yours. All right, dahlias will never, ever breed true from seed, okay? I've even confirmed this with a major producer of dahlias. I won't give the name, but I assure you, you would recognize the name. I actually spoke to them in person just to make sure, because I didn't want to get any kind of trouble, because one of the dahlias I've grown from seed, I'll show you here just next, I think is fantastic. And I'd like to actually kind of see about the process of naming this and see what I need to do to get it actually its own variety, because I think it's truly amazing. And when you see it, it's just going to blow you away if you haven't seen it yet. It has been shown in some of my other videos, but it was really small, and just it has taken off. And I'll show you what it looks like now. It's just going to blow you guys away. All right, so here it is, guys. I'm sorry about the background noise. Some guys are doing some construction. Can't do anything about that, so I'll try to make this quick. Now, down here in the road, now I watched one of my old videos about dahlias to kind of get just some footage. This thing was just one little stick, but it has grown, like I mentioned, every year, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I mentioned, I'm right here on the street, so every time you drive by my house, you can't not see this amazing just array of dahlias. Now, this is just one plant. Now, look how big this is for perspective. All right, so this is just getting bigger and bigger and multiplying the tubers every year. Now, with seed-grown dahlias, you're going to get a little bit of variability. So the coloration of the pattern is relatively the same all over, but every flower is a bit, you know, unique and individual. You're not going to get that from the big box stores. Okay, guys, those are bred to be, you know, uniform. Okay, so, and look at this. Everywhere you go, every one of these flowers has some kind of pollinator on it. Over here, there's a little butterfly chilling over here. So yeah, mason bees, again, and check out my video on how to promote mason bees in your garden and how to give them a little house. Definitely very beneficial pollinators. I think they're more like 100 times more better at pollinating than honeybees are, just a fun fact. But yeah, so look, that was all from one seed produced that. So stay tuned, guys. Check back later in the fall. I'll show you how to save your own seeds from your own dahlias so you can create your own masterpiece just like this. All right, guys, and maybe with a little bit of luck, if you find one that you really like, maybe you can name it, and that can be yours forever. All right, guys, thanks for checking out this little seed versus store-bought dahlia comparison. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.